Welcome back to LiveLeanTV. Today we're going to do a 10-minute lower ab tightening and flattening workout that's follow along, and it has 2 different levels, beginner in the first round, advanced in the second round, all on the clock following my lead. One quick tip before we get started with this workout on mindfulness in the lower ab area. This is so important. Here's a quick example of what it means to be mindful versus not when it comes to your lower abs. I want you to be really focused and mindful of your lower ab muscles. The first thing you need to do is sort of tuck your pelvis under, because when your pelvis is in this position, your abs are stretched, which makes it a lot harder to flex them. So the first thing you can do to be mindful is to turn that pelvis towards you and make sure that those are tight and contracted to begin with before you even lift your legs. So instead of just from a relaxed position, lifting your legs, lower abs are not as engaged, they're kind of popping outwards. You want to fix that by being mindful, tucking them in, and then lifting, and you're in a much better position to get started with any of the lower ab exercises that you might do. That's a big difference between just lifting your legs and then not having your abs engaged. No equipment will be needed, but you might want to grab a towel to cushion your bum, and a mat is nice to have on the floor as well. So let's get started. We'll be on the clock. I'm going to start the clock now, but we have 20 seconds to work our way into it. We're going to begin with knee circles. So lay down on your back, relax your head, neck, and shoulders, and then you're going to lift your knees just over your hips. We're going to be making small circles like this and focusing on warming up those lower abs. So ready, knees up, take a deep breath and go. Draw a small circle, and a key here is that you want to keep your knees pressing in towards each other, because that action helps tighten up your transverse abdominis. So keep your knees tight together and don't let your knees separate as you make that circle. Knees and feet tight together. As you begin to get warm, you can make that circle even bigger and try extending your legs a little further. But if you find this already very challenging, then just keep those circles small and tight and focus on warming up the lower abs. Okay, rest period here, and our next exercise is going to be pelvic tilts. So I want you to lay down again on your back, and you're going to lift up into a bridge position. We're going to be dropping the pelvis and then tightening those lower abs. Now this looks very similar to a glute bridge, but we're focusing on the core and not the lower body. So keep that bridge up, and then you're going to stretch the abs and tighten them. Exhale with each flex. Make sure you're shortening those lower abs. It might help if you look up and watch those contractions. Okay, rest period. We're moving on to exercise 3, bent knee heel drops. So we're gonna start like this and then just drop one heel at a time, like so. You can rest your head and neck and shoulders on the ground, but I do feel like your abs are gonna work better when they're being watched. So if you can, hold your head up and even use an arm to support your head. So I feel like this brings better focus and concentration to this area when you're like fully engaged. Plus you get your upper abs involved too, which is a bonus. You can test yourself, try reaching out a little further. And if that's too much, just keep it short. Drop straight down. Try to keep your abs engaged the whole time so they're tight even as your leg lowers. They stay tight. Okay, take a little rest period. We are gonna get more advanced as we go, so bear with me, we're still in the warm up. We're gonna be doing single leg scoops here. So flat on your back, and I want you to pull both knees to the chest to start. We're gonna be scooping out like we're picking up some sand and dumping it over our head. So down low, dump it over your head, okay? Keep your knees tight to your chest, go down low and up. Down low, scoop. Gotta get your hips off the ground a little bit with each rep. Okay, very good. You're almost there. We're gonna flip over now into a low plank position. So that means on your elbows down here in this low plank and on your knees to modify it. Our first round, we're gonna be doing a knee walk-in. So just taking little baby steps all the way in here, tightening those lower abs, kind of rounding your back and then back out. Okay, here we go. Walk it in, abs up, and walk it back out, and flat. Keep going. Really important that you hollow out your belly at the top. Okay, very good. So grab a quick sip of water here. Only 20-second rest periods. And we go back to the top of our list and do the advanced modifications of each one this time. So we're gonna do leg circles. Instead of the knee circles, I want you to extend your legs all the way up. So up and circle it around. See how low you can go, how big of a circle you can make. And if you want, you can alternate directions. Again, keep your knees close together. Oh, okay. Exercise 2, pelvic tilts. We're gonna turn it into a reverse plank pelvic tilt. So coming all the way up into a reverse plank like this, and then doing a similar stretch and contract of the abs. Really focus on the length of your abs, particularly that lower portion. All right, rest. So we're gonna lay back down on our back again to do the heel drop. So last time we did it with bent knees, like this, and this time we're gonna do it straight legs, dropping one heel at a time while keeping the other one still directly over our hips. I like to put my hands underneath my hips like this to kind of anchor me. And then we go drop, bring it back up. Speed it up a little bit to make it even faster. And if you want to make it more advanced, you can do both heels. Drop, bring it up, drop. Okay, good. Take a quick sip of water, and then we're gonna get into leg scoops. So last time we did single leg scoop, this time it'll be with both legs at the same time. Okay, so again, starting with the knees tight to your chest, curled up like a ball, and then we're gonna scoop down, dump that sand over our head, scoop, and dump. Get low to the floor and high over your head. So hard. Okay, flipping over into a full plank this time. Instead of a low plank, we're gonna go full plank and walk those toes in. I'm actually gonna move my towel over so it doesn't get in the way. And we're gonna walk all the way with our feet as close to our hands as we can and really hollowing out that belly. So belly comes up, walk in as tight as you can get it, and then walk back out. Make sure you hit that full flat plank at the bottom and then go right away back in. So that's the end of our workout. If you do want to make this one more advanced, you could right away go for that third round and do all the advanced variations of those exercises again. But that's it, 3 rounds maximum. This is meant to be intense, so it doesn't need to be long. Keep those rest periods short and you will build up that fatigue in your lower abs, which will give you great results in a lot less time. Don't forget to put a like on this video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel with your notification bell turned on so you don't miss any future uploads. And I'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching and keep living lean.